Hello, welcome or welcome back. If you are new to my channel, my name is Carrie. I am a psychic medium and a channel, and this is going to be a channeled reading. And as always, we start off with cleansing the space with a little bit of smoke. Bit of incense, in this case, frankincense. So we're just going to clear any energy, any obstacles which may be coming up, making this reading as clear and as direct and exactly what you need to hear. It's a timeless reading, and all the information will be time-stamped below. Let's get started. As I'm coming into my room to do this reading, the guides were being quite clever and saying a few interesting starting phrases and words. So I'm going to be curious what happens with the reading. And as always, they usually direct me towards which decks to use, what is needed to hear for all of you, this collective. So we're going to start right away, clearing out the energy and bringing in light and the messages that we need to hear. And I have to say, I feel a lot going on around the heart chakra at this moment in time, as though there is a breakthrough coming for some of you as it relates to almost like I'm hearing like a second coming or a reactivation of a part of yourself that hasn't been opened in a very long time. It's as though you're visiting a part of yourself that feels like it happened in childhood. You know, when you would have these specific childhood memories that you were very fond of. For example, let's say you went to camp, or you went on a specific trip, or there was an activity that you did with friends or family every year, and you just looked forward to it. In fact, the memories of it feel as though those are some of your sweetest memories, where I'm feeling this nostalgia coming in, but also a memory of who you are and how it feels to be in that specific time frame, but in this moment. So let's see what cards are coming out. So we're getting some great cards already. Okay, so the first thing that's coming out here, oh my goodness, let's start with the big one. Rebuilt. Right there, you can see how she's going through this transformation, this activation, which starts at the heart center and then works its way out. I have to say, specifically, I had a meditation today. I've been working with the Archangels, very guided to work with them, both for my own personal development and growth, and also working with clients and students. And the Archangels have been coming in very strongly for a variety of reasons, which I'll talk about a little bit later during this reading. This in particular feels as though, again, notice how she's wearing black, and black representing an ending and also protection, but then also transformation. And you'll notice she has the wings in the background, as if an archangel is coming around her to help her with her next step, her next transformation. And this is why we work with our guardian angels and our angels and those guides, whether they be goddesses, deities, that help us move to the next space. But at the same time, they're reminding you of who you've always been. It's that childhood memory, as I mentioned. So take a look in your own energy field and see if you're noticing that at all. These memories of how things used to feel, but really they are part of who you really are. This is definitely a time when many people are also shedding feelings of isolation, feelings of being withdrawn, not finding your tribe, the people that you really feel in resonance with. But now is a time for many of us to break out and find our soul family, right? Our soul tribe, and so that we don't have to feel alone and isolated. But you'll notice she's on this journey. She has started from where she is, her own home center, her heart center. And now she's moving with her intuition towards what feels like family, what feels like home. Again, coming back to that beginning point we talked about in the beginning of the reading of memories from the past, but some of the sweetest. And so having that same resonance again. And then again, we're starting with the magician right here manifesting. Notice how he is connecting first. If you had taken an image of this and gone back a few moments before he raised his hands, he would have been opening up that box, connecting with the divine from the void and bringing it out and through into this place where we all are. So look for those places where you're resetting, where you're beginning again. And the cycle is launching you back into helping you create what it is you want. Maybe you want to find your people. Maybe you want to create something that's very meaningful to you, purposeful, that feels aligned and divine, and it's finally time for you, right? You're feeling unencumbered, and especially during this season, during this specific time that we are on this planet. Everything connected, even with the astrology coming up, is lining us up to being in a holding pattern, but then branching out and having so much light as we go further down this timeline in April. Notice too, at the same time with this card, we have the card of seeking. This reminds me again of the fourth chakra, because the fourth chakra is based in the heart, which is green. So knowing that is your deepest center, coming from the place of the deepest resonance of your divine blueprint, is found in your chest, in the deepest part of you, in your heart space. Notice how this soul is opening up, connecting with Mother Nature, and then really bringing forth all that beauty. You are also, again, at the 0 point, right? We're starting that journey with the Fool, branching out, expanding with the heart wide open and trusting the process of what comes in. And then finally, we do have the 5 of Swords. So that can be a complicated place to have come from, because when you're much more caught up in the day-to-day way that the matrix is set up and on Earth, and how there's strife, there's struggle, there's competition, there's a feeling of there isn't enough for all of us. There's a feeling of I have to compete, I have to work harder, I have to be better, I have to push. However, when we are really in our own true nature, our blueprint, our heart space, we do feel a sense of expansion, and the competition begins to fade because you are being your true self. You are gathering your own resources from within. And again, that's how the archangels can help you do this. I'm going to pull cards from this astrology zodiac tarot, this deck, and give us some messages. Let's see what comes through. I just get this feeling like we are right on the edge of, as I said, a lot of change, but also a different way of being for many of you in this collective, where we won't feel as though we have to quite work so hard to make certain things occur. And it's when you really trust the blueprint within you and you follow that and you learn about it and you trust yourself, that's when things start to come into fruition. This is magical. Okay, and as I'm reading this is today, it's Thursday, so it is Jupiter Day. Remember I said expansion. We're right on the edge of that. So we have Jupiter grow and expand. So that is exactly the energy I'm sensing. And even just yesterday, there was much more of a containment of energy. Even earlier today. And so I feel in real time, this is just beginning to shift. And that's how quickly energy is moving right now. It's coming from a place of being contained and making us wait, having us dot our I's, cross our T's, check things. And now it's just shifting into preparing us for this expansion. Again, basing it in the heart center, okay? We also have 2 important aspects coming up. We have the 11th house, which is friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. Remember I said, you finding your people, you are going to find your tribe. Maybe they aren't showing up in your physical reality yet, but based on you trusting your heart space and the wisdom that comes from within you, which is your divinity in your heart, you are going to connect and find your people. You are going to have to get out of your own way, though. You're going to have to act on your intuition and your impulses that guide you to try new things, do new things, sign up for new things, put yourself out there, even start your own thing. But that's how you're going to find your people. We also have fixed, which is stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. So you are becoming what it is you want to experience. So you're not waiting for the things in your life to feel and be the way you want them to be. You are showing up as the thing you want to be. This is very important. So the change you want in your life, you are becoming first. You are learning about this. And look at this. We have the first house, individuality, self-image, and approach to life. So it's starting with you. It's really starting exactly with you. Think about that too. Think about your first house and where that's placed in your chart and how that's how you lead into the world and the impression that you're giving the world. And the thing to note is that, again, we're going through, and this also corresponds with the time of the year, right? Being in Aries, but you're coming forward and removing the mask, aligning with your heart, and then pushing forward with the most authentic part of you. That's really what I'm feeling. The more in alignment you are with your heart space, the clearer you are. Okay, I'm going to pull some Lenormand and see where that takes us as well. What is it that we need to know that's going to help us be in our heart space, manifest the things we really desire, find our soul tribe? Let's see what we need to know. Where have we been? What do we need to know? What is coming up? How can we bring this into fruition? That's the word I'm hearing. So that's representing us. So we have the book. This represents hidden knowledge. This can be things connected to more spiritual studies and figuring out things that are going to help you grow and evolve. Maybe there's classes you need to take. Maybe there are books you need to read, people you need to speak to, and to discover how to be in your authentic center to bring more forth of what it is you want. The thing is it's all coming together. You've made a choice. There was a fork in the road and you chose being authentic, your heart center. You also chose the sun, which is a positive, successful, magnetic path to where you want to go. And there's still discovery on this journey. That's part of it. But look at this. You have the house and the child. The house is really what you value in your own community, who you are, your home, yes, but also where you live, what is rooted and authentic and clear for you. And there we have the child starting anew. That means things are going to be fresh. They're going to be, as I said, put on with new eyes. This is going to feel like, again, a childhood memory. Something so sweet that was so meaningful to you. The same type of feeling is going to be applied to the new venture you're moving towards, the new pathway. So there is no mistake that some things you've done in your past, recent past, have not fit for you. They haven't connected. You were trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. That's what they're saying. And this is very connected in with your guides. So you've been asking for direction. You've been asking for purpose. You've been asking for meaning. You've been asking for that direction. And things haven't worked out. And there was times you probably felt disappointed, let down, as if, am I on the wrong path? Can I trust my guides? Can I trust my instincts? Understand that Spirit is going to close a door for you that is not for your highest good, especially if you have been saying, show me what's my highest good. Lead me to the thing that is most appropriate for my higher path. And because of that, a lot of doors were meant to be shut. And now it's going to start making sense why the things are happening the way they're happening. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. This reading is just such an incredibly beautiful surprise. I came here thinking it was going to be similar to the energy of even this morning or yesterday, and it's already so different. Look at this. Page of Cups. I should do it like this because that's how it came out. Page of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So this is possibly either someone coming into your life, into your radius on your radar, who is offering you something that potentially could be something that you can invest in, something you can build, something that you can create. And this is also you possibly being very open-hearted, open-minded, and being ready to do something new as it relates to things that you want to invest in, things that you want to build. So your openness, your pliability, your flexibility is really going to help you get to the place that you are meant to go. That's what I'm hearing. And then look what we have. We have the moon in reverse. That means things that were hidden even yesterday are starting to become clear, and it's evolving, because then you have the Knight of Cups right next to it. That means an offer coming in. This could also be an offer, quite frankly, from your guides. This can be an offer that is coming from your own higher self through your heart space. That is something opening up and being delivered. The thing that felt like it was pulled back in the corner that you didn't have access to. That is what is starting to change and flex and move in other directions. That's becoming more pliable. That is becoming not as static, not as stuck, not as fixed. So we have a whole other direction. I need to bring in the angel cards. Again, they've been so prevalent. I know for the space that I work in with clients, when I'm doing Akashic Records readings, when I'm working in my own space in the Akashic Records. I also want to say, if you're interested in getting a reading with me, all the information can be found in the notes. I'd love to do a reading for you. I definitely have some openings, as well as Akashic Records readings. All right, let's see what we have from the angels, from your guardian angels. That's one thing I'm hearing. That's how you might refer to them. I feel in some cases there's more of a masculine angel coming forward. For some of you, I will say there's different angels that you might work with or that are coming forward. I'm feeling Archangel Gabriel being one. I'm feeling Archangel Uriel being another. So it's all of the movement, the motion, the atmosphere will feel a certain way when you're working with them and they're coming around you. Okay, are you ready? So I want you to think of a specific question that you have that you would like direction on. Okay, I want you to think about that. Okay, and this may or may not resonate for you, but this is what I'm getting about a specific question. The first thing I'm getting is reconsider. So this feels like Archangel Michael's energy when I saw the sword, and that energy of like, make sure before you make a decision or a commitment that you have really thought about it, that you are going to put your energy in the right direction, that you make sense of the information that you've been giving. Discernment may be in order. Again, just because someone's offering you something doesn't mean you should jump at the chance. I am hearing that. I'm also seeing this, the card of no. Again, take it if it resonates. It may not resonate for this collective or everyone in it, maybe just a few of you. So we are getting no. And then to follow up the energy in the process and where we are, we're getting this. Don't stop. Likely this doesn't mean because you get a no in the answer to your question that it means you stop your journey of having whatever it is you desire manifest. So there needs to be a little bit more thought. Again, really going back and saying, is this the right thing for me? What's the direction? So trust that. And then finally, here we have the final message. We have let go. This is where we started this reading. We started this reading here, which is rebuild, let go, those two coming together. Just sit for a moment and feel angels' wings coming around from behind you and then surrounding your energy, guiding you, supporting you, and uplifting you in such a beautiful way. I want to thank you again so much for those of you that are new for coming to my channel. And it means so much to me when you like, subscribe, make comments, and share. I love doing these readings, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow for the next one. Take good care.